Good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you as ever for your company. And if you're wondering where I am today, this is a beautiful church, which is now a concert hall. It's in St. John Smith Square, in the heart really of the political world of London. Definitely worth a visit when you go inside. You can see actually just what magnificent buildings these were. And when you think about the size of the congregations and the people that did attend church on a regular basis, you can see that all around here must have been a thriving community. Now, like everything, it's something of a cafe bar that gives concerts as a sideline, but definitely well worth a visit if you're in this part of London. Talking of history though, looks like someone's just been cancelled. Now, if like me you love your historical figures, I don't think there's really been any bigger in our sort of generation than really certainly the last 100 years, with the likes of people like Margaret Thatcher, Winston Churchill, and of course people like John F. Kennedy. You know, whether you like their politics or not, they were huge political figures in their field, and they have been remembered for everything that they did, as I say, whether you like them or not. But if you are Winston Churchill, you may be in for a bit of a shock, particularly if you're an ardent admirer. Now, for me, I like Winston Churchill for everything that he stood for. Obviously, like everybody, he has his faults, we all do. But when you think about what he took us through during those darkest hours and never really wavered and really became one of the Queen's favourite British Prime Ministers, you have to like his style, his speeches, and the fact that he did everything with a cheeky flair. It comes as something of the shock to find that Winston himself has been cancelled by his own society. Now, you may have seen a very brief story about this in your local media, but for me, this is where the story got really interesting. Well, because the Churchill Society have decided to remove pictures of Winston Churchill. I know, how woke and stupid is that? But apparently this is all this new world of where we all want to fit in. And of course, things that he said in the past may have offended people. So what best to do? Well, take him off your society. Now, as ever, it's always to do with money. Now, the £100,000 a year CEO, Julia Weston, managed though to find space for her own picture of up to 12. So while Winston was gone, even though it's named after him, she managed to cling on to 12 pictures promoting herself. And as I say, she's picking up 100k a year. That's no mean feat. But as ever, and you do have to laugh at these people, what they've now decided to do is remove him, as I say, but then the backlash took place, and this is why. The Churchill Society is, as ever, with all of these highly paid jobs and these woke creatures that want to preach to us, is a charity. Now, what happens when you're a charity is this. You need donations, you need supporters, benefactors, that sort of stuff. So, within hours of this particular story breaking, Julia found herself with not many benefactors, people pulling out of sponsoring things, that type of thing. Now, you do have to ask yourself, what sort of adults are running these conventions, these societies? You know, did she think that people would just go, oh, it's a great idea, let's get rid of Winston and we'll still give you money? So now they've had to reinstate Winston back on the website where he rightly belongs, obviously. But for her, she's now got to find a way of securing how she's going to pay some of the staff and, of course, more importantly, keep that £100,000 a year job. Now, when she sits down with herself, possibly over a cup of tea, and looks at the stunning portrait of Sir Winston, who faced many a darkest hour alone, perhaps she may take inspiration by looking at him and wondering, what did I do right? Or more importantly, what did she do wrong? However, for Sir Winston, this is another two-fingered victory. Neil Sean in the heart of London.